Imagine working your whole life and realizing too late that money slipped through your fingers, not because you didn't earn enough, but because you never learned to keep it. Wealth doesn't begin with a paycheck. It begins with a decision, the decision to keep part of all you earn. Stay with me till the end, because what you'll discover today can completely change your financial future. These principles from Jim Rohn aren't just about money, they're about freedom, discipline, and mastering the art of wealth. Let's begin the journey toward becoming the kind of person money works for, not against. 1. The power of paying yourself first. Jim Rohn once said, "Part of all you earn is yours to keep." The greatest mistake people make is spending first and saving what's left, when it should be the opposite. Paying yourself first isn't greed, it's wisdom. It's about showing respect for your future self. When you decide that a portion of your income belongs to you, not to your bills, not to the government, not to fleeting pleasures, you take the first step toward financial independence. It's not merely a budgeting technique, it's a mindset shift from consumer to creator, from spender to investor. Paying yourself first means that before you pay anyone else, you allocate money to your savings or investments. It becomes a sacred ritual, a monthly declaration that your future is worthy of investment. It's easy to justify putting it off. I'll save next month once things calm down, but months become years and later never arrives. The truth is, there will never be a perfect time to save. The habit must come before the comfort. Consider Michael, a young teacher who earned little but saved 10% of every paycheck. At first, it felt almost impossible. His friends told him he was crazy. How could someone on a modest income afford to save? But Michael saw something they didn't. He wasn't saving money, he was buying freedom. He automated his savings so he never saw the money leave his account. 10 years later, while his peers were still living paycheck to paycheck, Michael had quietly built a financial foundation strong enough to buy his first investment property. It wasn't luck, it was discipline compounded by time. What Michael discovered is that consistency is more powerful than intensity. Most people overestimate what they can save in a month, but underestimate what they can save in a decade. The principle of paying yourself first compounds not just in money, but in confidence. Each saved dollar becomes proof that you can delay gratification, that you are capable of creating stability and wealth even when circumstances are challenging. In truth, paying yourself first is an act of self-respect. It's a way of saying, my future matters as much as my present. You become your own benefactor, your own employer, your own provider. And as your savings grow, so does your sense of control. You begin to see that wealth isn't about the size of your paycheck. It's about what you do with it. Financial success doesn't require brilliance. It requires consistency, patience, and the humility to start small. Those who pay themselves first don't just accumulate money, they accumulate options. They buy time, flexibility, and peace of mind. And when life's inevitable storms arrive, they stand firm, not because they avoided hardship, but because they prepared for it. That's the real power of paying yourself first. It transforms not only your finances, but your entire sense of stability and self-worth. 2. Living on less than you make. True wealth isn't about how much you earn, it's about how much you keep. Living below your means doesn't mean living without joy. It means living with intention. It's a deliberate choice to focus on what truly matters, to distinguish between wants and needs, and to avoid the trap of chasing appearances. In a world obsessed with consumption, restraint has become a rare virtue. Everywhere we look, we're told to spend, to upgrade, to indulge, to keep up. But those who master their finances understand a powerful truth. Freedom often lies in simplicity. Living on less than you make is not deprivation, it's liberation. It means your life is not dictated by debt, by urgency, or by other people's opinions. Take Sarah, a graphic designer who once lived on the edge of every paycheck. Her mornings began with coffee shop runs, her evenings with online shopping, her weekends with impulse spending. Nothing extravagant, just little habits that quietly eroded her wealth. One day, she realized she had nothing to show for years of hard work except bills and stress. So she made a decision. She would live differently. She began tracking every expense. She canceled subscriptions she barely used. She started brewing her own coffee and cooking more meals at home. The first few months felt uncomfortable, but soon she began to notice something remarkable. She felt lighter. Her savings account started to grow. Within a year, she built an emergency fund, something she had never thought possible. That fund gave her peace and options. It meant she could handle an unexpected car repair, take a break between jobs, or even say no to projects that didn't align with her values. Simplicity brought her power. The key lesson Sarah learned is that wealth is less about income and more about behavior. The person earning $50,000 but spending $40,000 is far wealthier than the person earning $200,000 and spending $210,000. Living below your means is about sustainability, building a lifestyle that supports you rather than drains you. There's also an emotional component to this discipline. Many people overspend not out of greed but out of anxiety, boredom, or the need for validation. When you detach your self-worth from your possessions, you begin to see money differently, not as a symbol of success, but as a tool for security and freedom. True contentment comes from knowing that your happiness isn't for sale. Living on less doesn't mean you stop enjoying life. It means you learn to find joy in what lasts: relationships, health, peace of mind. The richest people are often not those with the most luxurious lifestyles, but those who sleep peacefully at night, knowing they owe nothing to anyone. In that quiet balance between earning and spending lies a profound kind of freedom, the freedom to live on your own terms. 3. Turning savings into investments. Saving protects your money. Investing grows it. Jim Rohn taught that money is like a seed. If you bury it, it does nothing. But if you plant it wisely, it multiplies. Saving is the foundation of wealth, but investing is the structure that rises from it. To build true financial independence, you must learn not just to keep your money, but to make it work for you. There's a common misconception that investing is only for the rich or financially sophisticated. The truth is, investing is for anyone with the patience to learn and the discipline to stay consistent. The earlier you start, the more powerful the results, thanks to the quiet miracle of compound interest, the process by which money earns money. David, a software engineer, began his investment journey with just $100 a month in index funds. It didn't seem like much at first. Friends teased him, saying it would take decades to see any real results. But David understood something fundamental. Wealth grows exponentially, not linearly. Each month's contribution built upon the last, and over time, the growth became astonishing. Within 10 years, his small monthly investments had become thousands, and he had developed the confidence to explore real estate and business ventures. The key is not timing the market. It's time in the market. Many people wait for the right moment to invest, fearing risk or volatility. But the biggest risk is doing nothing. Inflation quietly eats away at savings, making uninvested cash lose value over time. By contrast, even moderate investments, when compounded over years, can outpace inflation and create lasting wealth. Investing isn't about chasing quick returns or speculative trends. It's about long-term ownership. When you invest, you become a participant in the economy rather than a spectator. You share in the productivity of companies, the growth of markets, and the expansion of innovation. Each dollar you invest becomes an employee working tirelessly for your future. But investment without education is gambling. The wise investor studies, learns, and diversifies. They understand their risk tolerance, avoid emotional decisions, and stick to a plan even when the market fluctuates. The goal isn't to get rich overnight, it's to get rich for sure. David's story reminds us that investing is less about capital and more about consistency. You don't need a fortune to start. You need faith in the process and respect for time. Every small contribution plants a seed that, when nurtured, grows into something powerful. Ultimately, saving protects your present, but investing protects your future. It allows you to transform effort into independence, income into impact. When you let your money work for you, you gain the freedom to choose how to live, work, and give. That is the quiet magic of investing, turning patience and discipline into prosperity and purpose. 4. Understanding compounding interest. Einstein famously called compounding interest the eighth wonder of the world. He understood that the principle of compounding is not just a mathematical formula, but a profound life lesson about patience, consistency, and the invisible power of time. Compounding interest rewards those who act early and think long-term. It quietly multiplies small, consistent efforts into something extraordinary. At its heart, compounding is about exponential growth. It takes the modest returns from your money, reinvests them, and lets those returns themselves begin to earn returns. Over time, this creates a snowball effect, where growth accelerates without any extra input. The real magic lies not in the rate of return, but in the length of time the money is allowed to grow. Consider the story of Lisa and Mark. Lisa began investing at age 20, putting aside just $1,000 to start and then contributing $50 a month. Her friend Mark was more ambitious but less urgent. He delayed his start until age 30, contributing double Lisa's amount each month. Logic might suggest that Mark, investing more money, would easily catch up, but by the time they both reached 60, Lisa's portfolio had grown larger. Her secret wasn't luck, better returns, or special knowledge, it was time. By giving her money 4 extra decades to work, Lisa allowed compounding to do its quiet, powerful work. Her small regular investments snowballed into a fortune while Mark was always playing catch-up. The lesson is simple but profound. Time in the market beats timing the market. The earlier you begin, the less effort you need later. Every year you wait to start, the mountain you must climb grows steeper. Compounding rewards those who act today and punishes those who delay until tomorrow. What makes compounding so extraordinary is that it mirrors the rhythm of life itself. Growth built on growth, small habits forming great achievements, patience yielding prosperity. Compounding is not limited to money. It is a universal principle. Every skill you develop, every good habit you maintain, every bit of knowledge you accumulate compounds over time. Reading 10 pages a day may seem insignificant, but over a year, it's more than 3,600 pages, the equivalent of a dozen books. Exercising a few minutes daily builds lifelong strength and energy. Relationships, too, compound through consistent care and kindness. What you nurture grows, what you neglect decays. When you understand compounding, you begin to respect time. You realize that the most valuable asset isn't money, it's years. Money can be regained, time cannot. The tragedy of procrastination is not just lost opportunity, but lost time for compounding to work in your favor. That's why the best moment to start investing or learning, improving, and creating is now. Start small, stay consistent, and let time be your ally. As Einstein implied, those who understand compounding earn it. Those who don't, pay it. 5. Making money your servant, not your master. Money is a paradox. It is both a tool of freedom and a trap of bondage. When used wisely, it can build dreams, empower generosity, and provide security. When idolized, it can consume peace, breed anxiety, and enslave the soul. The Stoics warned against attachment to external things, and money was chief among them. The goal is not to despise wealth, but to master it, to ensure that money serves your values rather than dictates them. Money is a servant, not a master. The moment it rules your decisions, your emotions, or your sense of self-worth, it ceases to be a blessing and becomes a burden. There was once a man who earned millions but found no rest. His mansion was vast, his cars gleaming, yet every night he lay awake, haunted by the fear of losing it all. He measured success by numbers on a screen, and each gain only deepened his hunger. One day he met a mentor who saw the emptiness in his eyes and said, "You don't own your money, it owns you." Those words pierced him. Over time, he began to change his relationship with wealth. He started giving generously, simplifying his life and redefining success. What he discovered was that true wealth had little to do with possessions. It was found in peace of mind, purpose, and the freedom to live aligned with one's principles. Money reveals the truth about character. It magnifies what already exists in a person. To the disciplined, it becomes a means to create, build, and serve. To the reckless, it becomes fuel for vanity and destruction. The wise understand that wealth is a responsibility, a form of energy that must circulate, not stagnate. When money flows toward meaning, it strengthens the fabric of a good life. When it flows only toward indulgence, it corrodes it. The Stoic philosopher Seneca once wrote that poverty lies not in the lack of possessions, but in the endless desire for more. A person who is content with what they have is wealthier than a billionaire enslaved by greed. The key to making money your servant is discipline. Budgeting, saving, and investing are not acts of deprivation, but of empowerment. They allow you to direct money with intention, rather than be directed by impulse. True financial freedom is not about having everything you want. It's about needing less than you have. When you no longer depend on material excess to feel secure or fulfilled, you gain a deeper form of wealth, tranquility. In the end, money should work for you, not against you. It should buy time, not toys. It should create freedom, not fear. It should serve your values, not compromise them. The man who learned to master his money discovered a profound truth. The richest life is not the one with the most possessions, but the one with the least dependence. Wealth without wisdom is poverty in disguise. But when you master your money, you reclaim your peace, and that, perhaps, is the highest form of prosperity. Jim Rohn said it best, "Discipline weighs ounces, regret weighs tons." The discipline of saving and investing may seem small today, but years from now, you'll thank yourself for every ounce of effort. So start now. Pay yourself first. Live wisely. Let your money grow. And soon you'll find that wealth isn't something you chase, it's something you build.